and Marotta. Bickley and Marotta mornings. Arizona sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
It's easy for sports fans to become jaded, cynical, and pessimistic. It's easy to get lost in the cesspool of trolls on social media, especially in the state of Arizona, and that is why Kenny Dillingham is so important. It's not just because he outlasted and outshined the other KD in the Valley. It's not just because he's becoming one of the biggest and brightest stars in college football. It's because he represents something we all need as sports fans. We need proof that miracles and fairy tales still exist in sports, and that is what Dillingham provides. As expected, he was the star of the Big 12 media event yesterday because he always says really interesting things. He said college football is no longer about recruiting, it's about retention. And on cue, for what it's worth, ASU is returning 17 starters from last year and its entire coaching staff. He also said ASU did nothing special last year because many teams accomplished what ASU did last year. To the contrary, he said special will be to keep doing it and not falling back into what they've always been. Remember, Dillingham is only 35 and his wisdom continues to amaze me because that is our sad story in a nutshell. A sports town that always falls back into what we've always been. And that is why Dillingham can be more than the hometown guy. It's why he can be legendary. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com. All right, so here we go into the second half of the show. Kenny Dillingham creating a lot of excitement, saying a lot of cool things at Big 12 Media Day, and kind of a reminder that in a sport now where Nick Saban is no longer the big dog, where there's a little bit of shifting going on, where even a guy like Ryan Day was in jeopardy of losing his job at Ohio State before the playoff last year, this guy might become the face of the entire sport.
He is trending that way because, my goodness, do I have a lot of Kenny Dillingham audio to play for you, and I want to play it because, as you also mentioned, he says good stuff. Here's Kenny Dillingham on the difference a year makes on Big 12 radio.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely, we didn't bring in as many guys in the portal. We still did. That's the nature of the beast now. You're going to have to add some guys to the portal. But our guys were on our team are heavily involved when we add people through the portal. This is their team. So if we're going to add veterans or older guys on this team, I want our guys to like them. I want our guys to embrace them. So they get very involved in that process of adding portal kids to the program. But yeah, we're definitely in a different state. All the returners we have, it's a different battle that we face today than we faced a year ago today. And, it's just as difficult of a battle relative to what our team's expectations are, what our expectations are. So it's just as difficult as it was last year, but it's a completely different battle.
Kenny Dillingham also wants dogs. I'll let him explain.
And then we're going to have somebody make plays when the plays have to be made. Somebody who wants their number called. And if you don't call their number, right, I'm going to have to go calm them down. Now, if we didn't call Scott's number in a critical moment, me and him were talking on the sideline. And that's how I want it. If I get our best player and we don't call his number to come to the sideline when it doesn't work and be like, hey, coach, high five. Like, what's wrong? I want the dog to be like, give me the ball. And I go over there and like, that was our best play. Yeah. And us have a little bit of, it's healthy to have that. And to then go calm each other down and be like, we good? All right, let's rock. We're giving you the ball next drive. Don't get it done. So I think we need some other guys, which we have, to really step up and be that guy that when the game's on the line, they look at you and they say, give me the ball.
So what Kenny is saying, if I could summarize, is that Cam Scadaboo will be replaced by Air Bud.
You're trying it again, aren't you?
Stay tuned for the 9 o'clock hour where he will work on that joke and bring it probably up in social studies.
Right. It's probably going to be, you're going to rehab that joke until Friday in your sports.
Isn't that funny?
What are we doing? Start, sit, cut. You're going to do like the Air Bud movies.
Isn't that funny, though, that is now sort of a buzzword term for sports identity in the valley, that they want dogs, a team full of dogs.
I don't think that's new. Do you?
Well, that's not always the identity of the teams that we've had here. I mean, I think that's sort of like the sort of reimagining of ASU, of the Suns, that they want these hard-nosed, grinded-out teams that fans can get behind and stuff, play hard, all that stuff.
But again, I think you're trying to compare a basketball team to a football team, and it's
just funny that they both use that word.
Okay, all right. Go back to sleep, Jarrett. Seriously, though, when you get to Kenny Dillingham here and what he laid out there yesterday, it was Kenny Dillingham doing what Kenny Dillingham does. But you heard Pat Forty, previous segment, talking about how even though the Big 12 is known for having quality from top to bottom, where it's a league full of really good teams, if not great teams, without the great teams at the very top, he said he can envision ASU becoming the dominant team in this conference going forward, right? Would that have ever happened in the Pac-12?
I don't think it ever could have with USC and all the other powerhouses of Oregon that are all there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so once again, to me, I go back to what my initial reaction was when ASU, a school that for many, many years wanted to be Stanford, that wanted to be a bastion of academia with a great emphasis on Olympic sports. And let's hope the basketball team and the football team can be good as well. That's what ASU used to be. They moved into the Big 12, which has got a different kind of vibe, a different kind of set of host cities. And I thought to myself, I don't know if this is going to be a good fit for ASU. It turns out this is their peer group. You look across the field any week in the Big 12, and you see a team that ASU can handle. And that's encouraging, especially when you've got a head coach, who has incredible context, who's got an incredible view of the big picture well beyond his years, and he's also a hometown guy who shows no inclination to leave.
Here's Dillingham on balancing success and also wanting to do more this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give you the really coach answer, but it's actually what I believe, so it's kind of weird. I don't care about that. Like, winning is fun because you get to see everybody else's face when they win. The emotion of everybody else and their excitement is what's exciting to me. Like, when we win and I get to see our guys celebrating together, that's the excitement. It's not hosting a trophy. It goes back to what I said. If we're chasing all these goals, yeah, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win championships. That's common sense, right? But that's not the focus for me. The focus for me always is just being the very best we can be and just achieving what we can achieve, pouring everything in we got every day, and enjoying each other's presence.
And as we've referenced a lot already this week, Dan, Arizona sports fans becoming more and more frightened by expectations and having a lot of hype around a team. Obviously, that is going to be part of Kenny Dillingham's message with these expectations and with all of the noise. Here's what he said to Big 12 Radio about overwhelming the players with the noise.
Mentally, it's hard for guys to get over and get through, positives and success. It's kind of harder to overcome success than it is failure, because when you fail, you want to be better. When you succeed, that's when it's difficult. So the whole purpose of that is just annoy our guys with the noise. Some people try to hide the noise. I try to overwhelm them with the noise. I show them all the good articles. I show them all the Twitter people that say how great they are and how good they're supposed to be, because nowadays the kids are going to see it. So trying to hide them from it doesn't make much sense to me. I want to annoy them with it. Like, okay, should we practice today or not? We should just go back, right? We don't need to practice. So that was kind of the thought, was just overwhelm them with everything that everybody's saying.
Really smart thought.
Yeah. Listen, the idea that expectations are going to be, they're going to be the albatross. They're going to be the shadow over this football team, and we all know it, and we're going to be talking about it. He is smart enough to embrace it, to not run from it, to not try to mitigate it. You can't meet great expectations halfway. You got to go full on, right into them, and he's smart enough to know that.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.